What's going on, YouTube? I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense. What's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. Um, Forgive me for the late, the late stream. I'm a little bit late. I was supposed to be here about 20 minutes ago, but I'm here now. I hope you guys are well. Again, please forgive me for the noise in the background. I cannot control who else uses this space. Um, it's annoying sometimes, but it is what it is. I need to get my own space so I could do these things without the distractions. So forgive me, guys, for the extra stuff in the background, but you know what it is. It is what it is. So, how are you all doing? How's everyone? What's going on, Brian? Yes, sir. Good to see you. It's good to see you, my man. And Brian Will. Yes, the hats. They're a little bit. They're a little bit off. Oh no. Oh man. Hope you're doing well, man. Uh, it is an amazing day in New York. I hope you all are feeling well and doing even better. Oh no, I just realized something. I just realized something. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so guys, I hope you're doing well. What's your scent of the day? I'm really, really curious. What fragrances are you guys wearing? Um, my scent of the day was a fragrance that I want to share with you all today. A fragrance that is actually like a huge deal on my channel, a fragrance that I've been talking about forever. But since I'm back on my grind again, I wanted to share with you this scent and let you know how I think about it in 2023. I think the last time I talked about this fragrance was at least 5 years ago. Kind of crazy how time flies, guys. It's insane. But it's um, it's interesting. I'm really excited. Let's see. Let me just get into a different vibe. Okay. So yeah, guys. Atelier Clementine, California, combined with Demeter's Watermelon Lollipop is your scent of the day. Okay. Atelier Cologne's Clementine, California. Mm, that is my scent. Oh man. I used to wear this fragrance a lot, and I used to also pair it with a couple of fragrances too, because Clementine, California was absolutely beautiful. One of the best clementine or orange-based fragrances built for the summer in the fragrance world, in my opinion. Absolutely love Atelier Cologne's Clementine, California. Also, I got to tell you, the Rose and M Extrait is insane. It's an amazing fragrance. I love Camellia Entrepide. Those are two fragrances from Atelier Cologne that most people don't talk about, don't know about, don't even know that they exist, to be honest. And people should know they exist because they're probably two of the best fragrances Atelier Cologne has ever created. Absolutely amazing fragrance. I'll just put it this way: if I were discussing Rose and Anemic Stray and Camellia Entrepide by Atelier Cologne, this is what both of those fragrances would receive. Yes, sir. That's what they would receive. The lady. Yes, guys, I figured out a way to put the lady on my channel again. Um, Hope you're all well. Let's see. My man, Mr. Calvarino. What's going on? I hope you're well, Calvarino. I'm doing blessed here at Bergdorf Goodman, as always, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, although a little bit late today. But I'm doing very, very well. I, my, Mr. Calvarino. I'm so stuck on this YSL Rouge Velour. I have to bring that fragrance on my channel and talk about it because you are absolutely doing amazing PR for that scent. um, Absolutely beautiful. I'm curious to see what it smells like on my skin. I've never actually tried it on me. So I'm curious to see what that's about. Greetings from Houston. All right, greetings from Brooklyn. Nice to see you, brother. Um, Nice. You're wearing Roja. Roja. You're wearing Roja's Parfum Elysium. I bought the Elysium Parfum Cologne, or Cologne Parfum, not too long ago, actually, and I'm absolutely loving that fragrance. It's doing beautifully on my skin and absolutely doing an amazing job. Every time I wear that fragrance, it just never, it shocks me, first of all, because I was told that it only lasts for about 4 to 5 hours when people were talking about it when I first heard about it. But that fragrance stays on me for a really long time and it sticks on clothing even longer. So huge, huge fan of, huge fan of Elysium. Elysium is next level. Um, is Rose N&M Extreme like the Extrait? Yes, so it's called Rose N&M Extrait. It's the Extrait version of Rose N&M, the original fragrance from Atelier Cologne. Both Rose N&M and Rose N&M Extrait are amazing. I think the Extrait is just more special. It's darker. It's just beautiful. It's like a very, very warm honey experience of rose. Like the rose is, I believe, Turkish, and it just has a really, really warm, sexy, earthy. So imagine you took a rose, plucked it from the bush, and then just drug it along the earth after it rained, and then you smelled it. That's kind of like what Rose N&M Extrait is doing. It's beautiful. One of the better rose fragrances I've ever smelled, and it's a shame that very few people even know about that fragrance. Most people know about Rose N&M, most fragrance lovers know about Rose N&M, but the Extrait version was just not to be messed with. It was just not to be messed with. That fragrance was extremely beautiful, and I miss it. But I shouldn't miss it. I don't miss it too much. I actually own a ton of that scent. I bought a 6.8 ounce before I left, before Atelier Cologne closed. I was able to get myself a bottle of that because I absolutely love it so much. But yeah, Rose N&M Extrait is next level beautiful. Um, you're into Lavalier. I have to say, I like Lavalier. I'm a fan of Fig, you know. It's a little on the floral side, it's a little on the pretty side, but honestly, I feel like when it's hot out on men's skin, it's not going to come across pretty at all. It's just going to come across beautiful, which I think is an acceptable experience for a man. For me, personally speaking, I don't like to smell pretty, but I love to smell beautiful. There's definitely a difference. But yeah, that is a lovely one right there. Lavalier is the newest fragrance from YSL's Le Vestiaire collection, and it's one of those fragrances from that collection that I really, really like. It's one of my favorite freshies from that collection, if I would say. I gotta come up. Absolutely, I gotta come up there one day. I want authentic Brooklyn style pizza. Mr. Calvarino, I would definitely invite you to come through, and when you do, you must come to Bergdorf Goodman so I can shake your hand and say hello. It'd be a pleasure, my man. And you definitely need to come through. I don't know about Brooklyn style pizzas. There are amazing Brooklyn pizzerias, but there's this one pizzeria in Manhattan, in the perfume district in Manhattan, actually, and it's called Prince Street Pizza. Whew, that stuff right there. They make their own mozzarella in house. They have a brick oven. They make their own pepperonis, and I don't even eat pork. But when it comes to Prince Street Pizza, every now and then I'll grab a pepperoni slice because it's that good. um, it makes you forget that you don't eat pork. That's how good it is, and that's not easy to do to a person that does not mess with pork. um, wow, yeah. Have you touched Francis Kurkdjian Have you touched on Francis Kurkdjian at Dior and how it will affect MFK and Dior? No, I have not, Rob. I've not really talked about Francis Kurkdjian's new role as creative director with, or a new role of creative director and in-house perfumer for Dior. I have to say though, it makes sense. Like when I think about Francis Kurkdjian's style, like to me, his style reads like commercial. Let's be honest. Like he took a brand that was, he took MFK and turned it into a powerhouse. Like Baccarat Rouge is literally the Chanel #5 of this era. It is, without question. It's one of those fragrances that you'll smell over and over and over again, and people will still keep buying it. And it's deep because it's such an expensive fragrance. It's still, even though it feels like it's everywhere, it's really not. So just wait. There's a lot of room to grow. As far as like hearing, as far as seeing that fragrance or smelling that fragrance everywhere. You think it's in every elevator now? Give it a couple more years. That fragrance is insane. But what do I think about him at Dior? I think it makes sense for him to do that. I don't understand when perfumers who have their own fragrance line, I don't understand when they come out with I don't understand why they would want to work with another brand. I think that's like spreading yourself very, very thin. And what if you have a home run that you want to create for your brand and you make it for another brand? Like, do you copy your own creation? Like, would Francis Kurkdjian make a dupe of a major fragrance seller that he did for Dior if he could? Or, like that, I wonder. Like, if I was a perfumer and I had my own brand and I worked with a brand like Dior or like, like Chanel or Hermes, that would be tough, that would be really tough. Like, if you created an amazing scent that is going to do amazingly well, what brand do you give it to? What brand do you submit that idea to? Your own or the brand that expects you to do major, major numbers for them? That's a tough one, And I have to say, if I was in his place, it would be a lot of pressure. I can imagine he's having tons and tons of pressure to perform. And Dior, I think, took a lot of time and energy to build up their niche line, and a lot of those niche fragrances just don't move. They have tons of fragrances that no one buys, literally, compared to like the stuff that everyone loves, like the Fabulous Years, the Gris Dior, the rose fragrances that they've done, the Oud Ispahan, like those are their Tabacaleur is also pretty popular. So they have a lot of fragrances that people aren't focusing on, and I think that's one of the reasons why they went with FK. I think that's why they went with Francis, because they were putting a lot of stuff out that just wasn't getting a lot of love. And honestly, I'm tired of the Sauvages. I think they need a new designer fragrance for men, because Sauvage is like beating that dead horse to the ground at this point. But I think I'm actually curious, and I'm excited to see the direction that Dior takes with Francis at the helm. Obviously, they're going to do a ton of freshies that are going to smell amazing. And I'm sure they're going to have a couple of new rose fragrances in there as well, and maybe one more amber. But I'm curious to see if his freshies start to smell like what he's producing with MFK. That's going to be an interesting thing. I'm really curious. I'm excited to see how both brands evolve after this announcement. MFK. Well, I keep saying MFK, but Francis Kurkdjian now with Dior. That's pretty profound. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on the Le Vestiaire de Parfum from the House of YSL Premium Juices. Absolutely love the leather. Love the bouquet. Supreme Bouquet is pretty dope. Big fan of the woody fragrance. I've smelled Baby Cat. That's so good. I just wish it was able to get into the US. The only thing is that I believe that the order to get Baby Cat in the US is 4,000 units. So if a company like if let's say Saks or Bloomingdale's or Macy's, well, not Macy's, but Saks, Bloomingdale's, Bergdorf, Goodman, Neiman Marcus, those stores want to have Baby Cat in their shelves. They're gonna have to buy 4,000 units to get it into the US. That's a huge, huge commitment. A store like Neiman Marcus, I think, can easily handle that type of volume, but companies are a little bit nervous to, invest that amount of money in new product. But I don't even know if it would be risky because that fragrance is one of the most sought after scents in the market at the moment. Baby Cat is like everybody wants that scent or everybody wants to smell that scent. So I'm really curious to see how that fragrance line gets in. I'm curious to see if that scent gets into the US and who will bring it and what store will house it, because whoever houses it is going to be paying a pretty penny for it. What, in your opinion, is the best warm weather fragrance? That is a tough one. That's a tough one. I can't name the best warm weather fragrance. I really can't. It depends on my mood. It depends on how I'm dressed. It depends on the vibe, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful warm weather fragrances that will do an amazing job. Off the top of my head, if I had to really, really like think of one quickly, I would say if you have a ton of money to spend, or not even a ton of money, but if you have a nice budget for this scent, I would consider Burlington 1819 by Roja. I think that fragrance is next level beautiful. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. If you did get this fragrance, you're gonna smell so good. It is a beautiful, beautiful experience. And one of the things I love about Burlington 1819 is the longevity. When I spray this fragrance on my skin, it stays on there forever. And that's one of the things I love about the scent. It's also a 100 ml. That's not above $400 at Roja, which is pretty unique and interesting. It's one of the best values in terms of the scent, the if you basically were to consider the smell, the price, the size that you're getting, I definitely think it's one of the value plays from the brand. Definitely worth considering if you had a budget of under $400. I think it's definitely worth considering. Burlington 1819 is it's magic. Oceania, also by Roja, is an amazing hot weather fragrance. If you're looking for something a little less expensive, I would easily go with Artisan Pure by Barbados. I think that's a beautiful neroli fragrance that will sing on your skin when it gets warm out. I would probably consider Azzaro Chrome Extreme. That's a really nice one also if you're looking for something inexpensive but still approachable and attractive. But I really, really, really would suggest to you, if you're a fan, I would suggest to consider this fragrance right here. This fragrance right here is just awesome. It's just awesome. Look at that rating. Very few hates, very few dislikes. The like button, you see that? There's so much love. The like is what's bringing this number down. Perfect for the spring and summer, as this would say. And I agree with the fact that it's perfect for the spring and summer. You can even wear Burlington 1819 in the fall. I would also consider it in the winter for a daytime scent because it just sparks. It just sparks on skin. But honestly, it's perfect for the spring and summer. And look at this ingredient list. Like you notice there's not a lot of mid notes. This fragrance goes from the highs to the lows, and there's not much in between, but it is dynamic, it is beautiful, it is very unique. Doesn't smell like every fresh fragrance. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm a huge fan. Absolutely a huge fan. So yeah, that's a scent that I would consider for the summer. It's one of my favorite summer fragrances at the moment, without question. And let's see. I'd be so hyped to meet you. Ha. I'd be hyped to meet you too, man. You should come through. You know, like I've been meeting a few people from my audience at Bergdorf. You know, I'm giving them a tour. I met this awesome woman that I've known for a while. I met her at Carlos's funeral, and she was a close friend of Carlos as well. Her name is the awesome Ruth. Ruth is someone who actually is such a sweetheart. She came through. I gave her an amazing experience, and it's so much fun to meet people from my audience, from YouTube. I don't even like to say my audience because it's not about my audience. I just love meeting people who love fragrance. Also, it's really not about me, but it's awesome to meet every one of you. You have no idea. It is an honor for me to meet you, and hopefully, I don't disappoint you. I try to be as I guess you could say, I try to focus on you when you come to the store. I kind of ignore everyone else and focus on the guests that come through. So I will definitely do the same with you, and you'll get my undivided attention while you're here. And it would be an honor, an absolute honor, to meet more of you. Um, let's see. My man went from New York City all the way to the absolutely. That's funny. Uh, oh no. So guys, I wanted to chat with you all about a couple of fragrances that are new and a couple of fragrances that are not, well, a couple of fragrances that are new. I wanted to share with you some, well, not, here we are. I know what it is. I wanted to share with you hidden gems, but I also wanted to talk to you also about a couple of Hermes fragrances. So, hidden gems and Hermes fragrances is literally what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to talk to you about hidden gems, fragrances that I think people do not focus on, but I also smelled a couple of Hermes fragrances, well, one new Hermes fragrance, and I really want to talk to you about this right now. Basically, guys, it's the new Jardin fragrance from Hermes. It's called Un Jardin à Citer. And this is a new fragrance from Hermes. It's supposed to evoke the Mediterranean in a different way. It's supposed to evoke like the experience of being in Greece. Everyone who is Greek or has been to Greece, when they've smelled this fragrance, they felt the nostalgia. It's really, really an interesting scent. And when I first smelled this fragrance, I have to tell you, I was a little bit surprised. Only because for an Hermes fragrance, it's not what you would expect at all. First of all, it's very warm for a jardin fragrance. You know, jardin basically means garden in French, and this is more of a Greek garden. And I have to tell you, I've never been to Greece, so I don't understand, or I can't relate to the scent of a garden. Now think like olive trees, pistachio trees. You know, it's nutty. It's got that olive thing going on. It's kind of on the savory side. It kind of reminds me of something I'd eat, but it's not exactly gourmand. Very, very unique fragrance. Let me just pull this scent up because honestly, when I heard about this fragrance, I was like, what the heck is this? I gotta tell you though, it smells nice, especially in the air. But boy, talk about a fragrance that really, 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 really betrays your skin. When I spray this on my skin, guys, oh, I'm so annoyed. Oh man, it doesn't work on me at all. So this fragrance is citrus, pistachio, olive or olive tree, and green accords. Literally all those things. It smells green, it smells citrusy, it smells nutty, it smells olive-y. But one of the things that I don't like about this fragrance is how it smells on my skin. And when I spray this on, the first thing it smells like, these really, really beautiful, it smells like these really beautiful citruses. But when that citrus opening dies down, and those olive, pistachio, green notes come forward. I think it's the pistachio in the scent. It starts to smell like corn chips on me. It starts to smell like corn chips and Sprite. So imagine a combination of corn chips and Sprite, or 7 Up, whatever like soda you like or know of that smells like that. It smells like that with corn chips on me. I don't know whether it's my skin chemistry, but it just does not work on my skin. But I have to tell you, it smells better than it did. But it kind of reminds me kind of like corn chips, dirty socks with perfume and citrus. Not what I would expect from Hermes at all. At all. Oh, whoa. I don't know what's going on with this scent, guys. It smells a lot better than it did when I first sprayed it on me. But when I smell this fragrance, guys, I cannot help but think citruses and socks or corn chips. Like, it smells like Doritos and citrus on my skin. But in the air, it's so beautifully interesting. I have to say though, okay, Christine Angel she's been in very interesting situation at Hermes. You know, I have to say, Jean-Claude Elena is absolutely difficult to replace. And when you smell a lot of the fragrances from Christine Angel, you completely understand he's really, really irreplaceable. One of the most amazing perfumers who ever smelled anything in the world. He's a legend, you know. And it's really, really hard for me to see these scents from Christine measuring up. Although Gallo by her is, to me, the best thing she's ever done over at Hermes. Gallo is next level. Oh yeah, forgot this right here. Guys, what the hell? This right here. But you gotta get the eau de parfum right there. This fragrance is a find. This fragrance is a revelation. I am so in love with H24 Eau de Parfum. Oh my God. Yes. So Christine Angel, she killed this. I don't know what she was doing here, but I definitely love what she did here. This fragrance is so special, so unique. When I first smelled the first H24, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Acqua di Gio. But that was because I sprayed it on paper and I didn't actually put it on my skin. It reminded me of Acqua di Gio. It smelled derivative. But then when I really, really gave it a chance, I was like, oh, H24 Eau de Toilette is really, really interesting. It's really, really beautiful. But until Hermes came out with the Eau de Parfum version of that fragrance, I never recognized what magic these two fragrances are, but especially the Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Parfum, in my opinion, so beautiful. Kind of reminds me a little bit of bananas. I kind of get like a banana thing going on in H24 Eau de Parfum. It has like a really, really interesting banana peel vibe going on. It's green, it's fruity, but it doesn't smell like a lifesaver. You don't smell like feminine fruit. You don't smell typical. You're not like, that's one of the reasons why I love Hermes so much. Even though Christine Angel is not my favorite perfumer and she's not been knocking me out, a couple of times she's absolutely destroyed my nose, and it was H24 Eau de Parfum and Gallo by Hermes. Gallo is that fragrance that's basically leather. It's like one of the best leather fragrances I've ever smelled from a designer brand, without question. It's just next level beautiful. But it's interesting. This woman, Christine, I don't know what's up with her, but man, she's really, really like giving me schizophrenic vibes. Like, I love her, but I hate her, but I love her, but I hate her. but I love her. My goodness. H24 Eau de Parfum. Have you guys smelled this fragrance? I'm sure you have at this point. A lot of you have at least. But what do you think about it? Like, I don't know. It's just like so interesting. This fragrance, by the way, features notes of oak moss, clary sage, sclarine, narcissus, and Brazilian rosewood. I mean, very few ingredients, but yet it just smells so, like, what the hell is giving it the fruitiness, though? That's the thing I'm curious about, because this fragrance is so fruity. I just don't know. It's just insane. Whatever is in this fragrance that gives it that fruity, clean experience, it's just amazing. Amazing. I would kill this during the spring nights, spring, whenever. Warm weather, this is getting on the skin. This is probably one of the best releases from a designer brand in I don't know how long. It doesn't smell like Baccarat Rouge. It doesn't smell like Santal. It doesn't smell like Bleu de Chanel. It doesn't smell like a drugstore adjacent product. I don't get shower gel, shampoo, conditioner. I don't get hair grease. I don't get any of the things that you smell in drugstores that you always smell in bottles nowadays. This is special. It's just special. In my opinion, it is definitely the most amazing release from a designer brand for men in a very, very long time. Absolutely beautiful. H24 Eau de Parfum. If you guys haven't smelled that fragrance, you should. You really, really need to get your nose on it. It is seriously beautiful. I love H24 smells like spray starch and bananas. That's an interesting one. I can see what you mean. Spray starch and bananas. I get you. I could see that. And it doesn't mess it up for me either. I don't like those descriptions don't make me feel negative about the scent. The scent is just, I've been complimented wearing it. I also love the fact that it lasts. It stays on my skin for about 7 to 8 hours. So H24 Eau de Parfum, it knocks it out. It's a unique experience. It's not trying to be other fragrances. It's not a derivative scent whatsoever. It lasts on skin. It's unique. It's a compliment getting fragrance. You can smell it in the air hours after you sprayed it. I can overspray this and it's not going to be wearing me. I just think this fragrance is a profound experience. But this one right here, I don't know. I really don't know. This one on my skin is like such a weirdo. Such a weirdo. You really have to get through that corn chip stage. Well, I have to get through that corn chips phase for me to appreciate it. But as it stays on skin, it does get better. I will say that. It smells a lot better. This is a fragrance that I would suggest if you spray it, do not immediately judge it. Give it a while. Spray it on your skin. If you're curious about it, see how it works on you, but give it patience. I don't know if this fragrance is going to smell immediately beautiful to most people. I think you'll hate it when you first spray it and then go home and then think, oh, this smells nice. But when it first gets on your skin, it's a hit or miss. Very, very interesting. The newest release from Hermes, Un Jardin à Citer, or à Citer. I don't know. Pistachio, I'm noticing in fragrances a lot lately. This is definitely like, crunchy. You can definitely smell the pistachio in this fragrance. Okay, so now I wanted to talk to you all about a couple of other fragrances. One, a hidden gem. Last week, when I did my top 10 fragrances, well, no, a couple of weeks ago, one of them weeks, I did a top 10, I did a live stream where I talked about top 10 spring fragrances. And there was one bottle that I forgot to bring on the stream, and I'm just gonna talk about that fragrance right now. But before I do, I'm going to talk about another fragrance from a brand that I love. And I'm going to talk about this fragrance because when I smelled this morning, I was like deciding what fragrance to wear this morning. It wasn't a warm day, it was a cool day. And I was thinking, you know what? I want to smell like vetiver. I'm going to smell like vetiver. So I was deciding what vetiver to choose, right? And then this fragrance just stood out. Guys, Encre Noire Sport. And I hate the fact that my screen is wah wah. Okay, here we go. Guys, this fragrance right here is just so well done. It's just such a well done fragrance, guys, and I just think this scent is amazing. Encre Noire is special. There we go. Now you can read it like I can. Encre Noire Sport, guys. You've heard it, you've seen it. I've talked about this fragrance in the past. This was my scent of the day, and I absolutely love this fragrance so much, and I can wear it with this H24, and I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to mix it with H24. I'm going to go there. I don't give a fuck because it smells so good, and if you don't like it, who cares? Boom. Whew. I gotta like clean my glasses after that. So guys, Encre Noire Sport. Oh my goodness. Guys, this fragrance right here is a legend to me. It is a fragrance that a lot of people at this point in the fragrance world do not focus on, do not talk about, and I don't know why. I don't get it, because it's one of the best vetiver fragrances you can get your nose on for under $100. It is without question edgy, modern, interesting. It smells expensive. It doesn't smell like any other fragrance in the fragrance world. And it is a special, special freaking fragrance that you can wear 4 out of 4 seasons without question. Encre Noire Sport is like, to me, a legendary fragrance from a legendary fragrance. And I'm usually not a fan of flankers, but I love this one. Why? Because it's doing something a lot different than the original. The original Lalique Noire, which, by the way, guys, I don't know. You can go online and you can find that this fragrance is $120 at Lalique's website. I think, no, $112 at the Lalique website. This fragrance can be purchased for so much less, a third of the price on most discounters. Typically, I'm at a place in my journey where I want to support brands that I love. I'd rather support the brand by spending the money to get their product than to buy it from a discounter. Personally, I'm at a place now where I want to support the brands that I love, because honestly, if you don't, they disappear. The fragrances that you love also disappear. So I'm about giving my money to the brand that produces the bottles now. But every now and then, especially when those fragrances are not easy to find or fragrance are discontinued, I will go on a discounter, and I would suggest going to the discounter to get this, because, you know, why spend $112 when you don't have to? I feel like this fragrance is like a discounter darling, and I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lalique has like a kind of like a deal with FragranceNet, Fragrance X, or whatever type of brands that sell these scents, because they're not selling at Lalique and they have tons of inventory of them. So you might as well allow discounters to sell them for you and at least make some of your money back, you know? So that makes a lot of sense. This scent though is so special, guys. It is so special. When I think of Noire, when I think of Encre Noire Sport, I hate the name. The sport just does not work. The Encre Noire Sport label, it's not a sporty scent whatsoever. It's nothing about this fragrance that screams sport. But it does scream quality. I mean, for a fragrance that you can get for $30, it's probably one of the best deals in fragrance. Encre Noire, the original, it's even better than this to me. But I do appreciate this around this time of year, because it just is a little bit easier to appreciate. It's a little bit easier to wear, and it's a little bit more versatile. Encre Noire is more of like a gothic suit scent. You know, you can either wear it with like goth looks, or you could wear it with a ton of like business suits. But it's not really a versatile experience. This is a versatile experience, and it is next level. When you go to Fragrantica and you check out information on Encre Noire, this is what you get. It's considered a woody aromatic fragrance. It has a ton of love, very few haters. If it did, I mean, you know, bad taste people, really bad taste. It's liked. It's not disliked as much. It's not hated as much. And it's considered a spring, summer, fall scent. I could easily see this being worn all year. If I would have labeled this, it would be all these. Oh yeah, I did. Ha! Spring, winter, summer, fall, it doesn't matter. You're going to smell great in this fragrance. And the notes are grapefruit, bergamot, nutmeg, cypress, watery notes, which I do find kind of annoying, but not in this fragrance. Lavender, bourbon vetiver, Haitian vetiver, cashmere wood, and musk. But I just think this fragrance is just next level. It's a fragrance that when you smell it, you just know it wasn't a basic scent. Now, I do have to say, I love Parfumo.net because to me, Parfumo can be a lot more, what's the word? A lot more accurate with what they say or what they talk about in their fragrances. I'm really curious though about Encre Noire, and I want to make sure that I just want to make sure that Encre Noire Sport really does have those ingredients in it. And it does. Awesome. So Parfumo and Fragrantica both say that Encre Noire has the same ingredients. So that's something finally I can trust Fragrantica. But yeah, that is Encre Noire Sport, one of my most treasured fragrances, and it's insane because this fragrance is very, very, very inexpensive. A lot of times, guys, I noticed this about perfume collecting. When you spend a little money on something, for some reason it just doesn't feel worthy. It doesn't feel valuable. You know, you don't hold it to the same esteem you would hold a Roja fragrance. But when you recognize that this scent or scents like these that are special, but the world doesn't know it, so it gets stuck in discounters because most people just don't have most people haven't graduated in their taste to appreciate a scent like this. That's just the bottom line. Most people appreciate Velveeta cheese, and this is Gouda right here. But man, I've gotten compliments from this scent all day. When I wore this to work, I've been told, oh, what's that? What's that? One of the reasons why, because nothing in Bergdorf Goodman smells like this. So other coworkers, when they smell me, they're not like, oh yeah, he's wearing blah, blah, blah. Like they don't know what I'm wearing and it stands out to them. This fragrance is definitely a home run. A scent that I would definitely consider if you're a fan of vetiver. If you're a fan of vetiver, just buy it. Just buy it. Thank me later. If you like vetiver, get it, appreciate it. If you like the scent of ink, if you were someone who grew up breaking pens, you're gonna like this. If you grew up with that weird associate, you ever see them? You've seen them. You've seen those kids in kindergarten who would just eat pens and you see ink in their mouth and stuff. Those type of kids would absolutely love this fragrance growing up. They would grow up to find this scent something amazing. They'll probably put it in their mouth too. So guys, I love Encre Noire Sport. I would have added it to my list for my spring list, but the reason why I didn't is because I've talked about this scent so many times in my past. But because my channel is literally reintroducing itself to the world again from being gone for a while, I figured why not just bring it back because it's that good, and I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it since I talked about it. So that's why I wanted to share that fragrance with you. I'm also really excited to share with you all a fragrance from a brand called Costa Brazil. And I was so annoyed with myself last week because when I talked about this fragrance, I didn't have the presentation to offer it to you so you could see it. But guys, I really have to show you a fragrance that's worthy of your time. Get the hell out of here. Wow. Okay. The reason why I'm bugging out, hold on. I am so blown away that I have to make sure this is true. I have to make sure that this is true. Like this just cannot be real life. This cannot be real life. Guys. Huh. Okay. So on one website it says the perfumers who created this, and on the other website it doesn't. So this is a fragrance called Costa Brazil Aroma. The fragrance is called Aroma. The brand is called Costa Brazil. This fragrance is about $200 if you were to buy the box or the full presentation with the fragrance. If you just buy the 30 ml fragrance alone, you can buy it by itself like this. It'll come like this, and then when you need to re-up, you just charge it, put it in here, and you seal it up like so, and there you go. I drop everything. And there you have it, Aroma by Costa Brazil. The reason I was so shocked, guys, is because I learned from looking at Parfumo.net that this is a fragrance that was made by, guess who? Frank Vogel, the perfumer behind Santal 33, and David Seth Mopes, DS of DS and Durga. So yeah, this is so weird. I'm shocked because, first of all, thank you so much. Someone help me. I'm so shocked because honestly, David Seth, I've never heard of David Seth doing anything for any other brand but DS and Durga. So I'm absolutely kind of shocked that that he is a part of this scent, that he had a role in creating a fragrance from Costa Brazil. When I smell this fragrance, guys, I gotta tell you what I'm smelling. It's just really, really beautiful and unique. And I talked about it last week, but I really, really want to talk to you about it this week because it is a find. I feel like it's a fragrance find. When you find things like this in the fragrance world, you really, really want to scream on the rooftops about it because it's just such a unique experience. It's something that's so good, so well done, and you wonder like, wow, again, not derivative, not trying to be likable to everyone. This is actually a very challenging fragrance. Most people, they'll smell it and they might not think it smells good, but I love it because it smells amazing to me. It's the perfect fragrance for someone who doesn't care what other people think. If you don't care what other people think and you wear this scent, you're gonna smell like amazing. And the thing about it is you're also gonna smell a lot more attractive than most other people who tend to wear the same old. You'll wear something like this and it'll make people say, what is that? And I'd rather be interesting to a person's nose than regular, personally speaking. But this fragrance has Brazilian orange, grapefruit zest, pink pepper, white blossom, bourbon geranium, clearwood, myrrh, nutmeg, amber, atlas cedar, cypriol, which is a type of leathery experience, musk, patchouli, and vetiver. Guys, this fragrance is just, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful experiences that I've had in natural perfumery. So this scent is considered vegan, using all natural ingredients. All of the ingredients in this fragrance derive from the rainforest of Brazil, the Amazon rainforest. It is amazing. Although I have to say, the fact that David Seth and and Frank Vogel made it, I'm like, they like the brand just offered them ingredients from the rainforest and they just put the thing together. I'm curious also how those two fragrance geniuses collab to make this fragrance. I would love to get their opinion and, I would love to figure that out. That must have been a really fun collab. David Seth, if you ever met him, he's a really, really cool, down-to-earth person. Frank Vogel, who I've also met, is very, very business. Really nice guy too, though. Genius perfumer. He made Santal 33, as I mentioned. This does not smell like that. There is no sandalwood in this fragrance, though. This just is a really dark, deep experience. I put it on my spring list because I think it would make an amazing night out fragrance for the spring. If you want to wear something that'll stay on your skin for hours, and that's the other weird thing. How is this fragrance still noticeable 7 to 8 hours into the day? Why is it projecting so much? I don't know. I don't know what is in this fragrance for a natural vegan scent that makes it so strong and loud. 2 sprays is all you need. And I know you hear that a lot, and you see how I spray. I spray. But when it comes to this fragrance, I mean, I don't have to do more than three sprays, and I'm already filling a room. You come next to me and I'm wearing this fragrance, you're gonna notice it. It's beautiful. It's long lasting. It's unique. It's a find, and you're not destroying the planet when you support it. And it's also sustainable, gender neutral. It's just really really appropriate for the moment we're in. When you want to, if you care about the earth and you want to smell good, this is a great consideration. Period. Costa Brazil Aroma. It's been getting tons of love, but man, honestly, it should be, because this scent is, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. If you ever smelled it, okay. I'm gonna go back and read some comments in the chat. Let's see. Encre Noire is a great office fragrance. Lalique is a very underrated house, in my opinion. Oh yeah, Lalique is one of the most underrated brands in the fragrance world, without question. I also love the fact that they're able to keep fragrances in their collection going, even though they don't get purchased from their website or from their source. Like, no one is buying this fragrance from Lalique's website when you can Google this fragrance and see competitor brands selling it for a third or a fourth of the price that you can get it from Lalique for. So the fact that this fragrance is still in production is pretty awesome to me. It's pretty beautiful. Like, this is art, guys. It's just art. It's art that's approachable. You can easily wear this. You're not going to smell strange. You're just going to smell like a very, very, you're going to smell like ink and citruses. I guess that is kind of strange to someone. Someone will hear that and go, whoa, I don't want to smell like no damn ink. But Encre Noire Sport, it's just that stuff. It's just that stuff. It's a great office scent. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a great office scent because it's strong. It's not going to fill the room, but it'll last. And people will notice it, but it's not going to clear the room out. This is ridiculous. Encre Noire is $31 on Amazon for a 3.3 ounce. Encre Noire and Encre Noire is on there for $31. That's just ridiculous. Like, that's stealing. Honestly, guys, that's literally thievery. You know, that's like, you're stealing from Lalique, honestly. We're all stealing from Lalique. Encre Noire is a very good fragrance, but I find myself using it as an air freshener after I boo-boo. I think because it's cheap. See, this is what I'm saying, and this is the mentality that I used to have when it comes to fragrance. There was a fragrance, oh man, I cannot remember the name. It was by Azzaro. It was a tea fragrance from Azzaro. Now I'm gonna look for it. It was a tea fragrance from Azzaro, and I think it was called, oh God, First? No. Definitely not. It was a fragrance from Azzaro, and I'm gonna find it. I'm definitely gonna find it. It was a fragrance from Azzaro. I can't remember the name, but there was a scent from Azzaro that I loved, but I bought it. It was like $20, and because I bought it and it was so cheap, even though that fragrance was amazingly beautiful, it had all the ingredients that I love. I love tea, and that's the main reason why I bought it. Here we are. There we go. I don't know what I meant. It's called Visit. This fragrance right here, guys, when I smelled this fragrance, I was stuck for a long time. I loved it, thought it was beautiful. It is beautiful. Very light fragrance, like a 4-hour experience. But this scent right here from Azzaro is beautiful and very well done. You know, look at that rating, 4.17 out of 5. The fact that this fragrance was like $30 is, I think, what messed me up with the scent. Because I also used this fragrance as an air freshener, and it didn't deserve that type of, it didn't deserve that. It didn't deserve that at all. You know, it smells supposedly to others like Gucci Rush for men, and this fragrance is discontinued, and everyone loves Gucci Rush. I think Tom Ford had something to do with this fragrance back in the day. Antoine Maison Dieu. So not Tom. But I was a really big fan of this fragrance, but I never respected it because I got it so cheap. So I used to use it like an air freshener, like as you did. But I have to say now, when I smell that fragrance, I'm like, damn, why did I do that? Why not wear it? You know? But yeah, when fragrances are inexpensive, you don't respect them. You know, it's like when something is too easy, when something is too easy to have, when something is too accessible, you don't you don't give it the love that you would give something that took effort to have, you know, that hurt a little bit to achieve, you know. And that's an unfortunate thing. And I think that's one of the reasons why a fragrance like Encre Noire Sport is not as talked about or not as revered as it should be as a fragrance. Um, it's just too inexpensive for people to respect it. If this fragrance was the retail pricing, you know, you can get it for like $70 or $60, you know, not 30, you know, like literally, this is like an Uber. This is less than an Uber, you know. It's it's ridiculous, you know. But I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, it's a mindset that a lot of us have. Like we respect things that hurt, that cost money, that is an effort to own. Even if it doesn't hurt, like, you know, typically we revere fragrances that are not cheapies. The cheapies in our collections, we love them until we graduate to more expensive fragrances, and then all of a sudden those cheapies just never get focused on or considered. Even though a lot of those cheapies you can consider masterpiece perfumes that would smell amazing if they were released today and sold for the retail price of $100 or more. You know, it is what it is. It's fascinating how that is when it comes to the psychology of perfume and prices. Pricing is a really interesting thing. So guys, I am going to be having a really interesting live stream in a couple of weeks. I think it's going to be May 3rd show. May 3rd show is going to have I'm going to be interviewing a really successful entrepreneur. His name is Lev Glassman. And Lev Glassman is a founder of the Fresh brand, and he's also a founder along with Alina, his partner. Um, he's also a founder of the Maker brand, which is the brand that I manage in Bergdorf Goodman. This man is really intelligent, absolutely a business genius, well ahead of the curve when it comes to a lot of the things that his brand's Fresh has done, and even the Maker. He's doing things that is very unique, and other brands have copied him. So I want to bring him on the channel, get a little bit of his, you know, get a little bit of his mindset, you know, really pick his brain about the decisions that a lot of brands make, you know, because he's run brands, he's created a fragrance line for both of his successful companies. And I'm really curious to know a few details in terms of like why brands do what they do. So he's the perfect person to ask. And I'm going to be having him come through in a couple of weeks. So you guys got to remember that. Please do come through. I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation. I'm very excited about it. This man is very smart, and he's been very successful. I mean, Fresh, the brand that he created in 1991, he sold to LVMH for untold sums of money. I'm sure he made a lot more. I'm sure he made a ton of money, but I'm sure he would have made even more money had he waited a little longer. Because Fresh was way ahead of its time, way ahead of its time. But yeah, great guy. His name is Lev Glassman. He's officially my boss, but trust me, I'm gonna ask him really interesting questions, and he's agreed to answer whatever I ask him. So I'm excited to bring him on. He's someone with a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience, and he can help us understand the mindset of a creative person in the world of fragrance and beauty, which I think it would be an interesting conversation. And I'm already working on my questions, you know. So I'm excited. I can't wait to interview him. And guys, I don't know if you know, but when I do things that I've never done before, I really study, and I do it well. You know, I don't play. Let's see. Encre Noire. Hated it. Smells like ink. Really? John Kennedy. What a cool name. Um, Guy, I get it. I get it. It's not an easy scent to love. It's not an easy scent to love. I gotta admit. I love the scent of ink growing up. I like the scent of weird things. I like the scent of gas. I like the scent of nail polish. I like the scent of nail polish remover. I like the scent of I like the scent of cleaning products like Comet. I like weird scented things. I probably shouldn't smell all that stuff because it's not good to be inhaling it. But I like scents that are strange. I love the scent of gas. But the scent of gas as you're pulling out of the gas station, right as you filled your tank. I love those scents, weirdo scents. So that's probably the reason why a fragrance like this just really speaks to me, or why Encre Noire was a scent that just spoke to me. But I can imagine it's not everyone's cup of tea for sure. Oh man, thank you so much, Bashawn Johnson. I'm so glad you came back, fam. Thank you, man. I'm really glad I came back too. I'm glad you came back. Thank you so much for checking out this live. I really appreciate you. Encre Noire works really well when it's very, very cold. Facts, absolutely and true, absolutely a true statement. Very, very beautiful fragrance when it's warm outside, and yeah. As to the O, absolutely, Encre Noire Sport can't go wrong for $30. Oh, without question, you cannot go wrong. You can only go so right with this fragrance for $30. Um, that price point for the Costa Brazil, though, yeah. Although this whole presentation is $200, this right, oh, I sprayed it. This right here, the actual plug-in part, this aspect right here is about $150 though. So you don't have to get the wooden presentation. It just makes it look cool on your counter. If you want, you can just get this. It'll come with a white cap. It's 30 mil, it's $150. It's a lot less expensive than a $200 cost. The $200 is for the entire presentation. And again, the presentation is something that you can, when you're done with your fragrance, it just looks really cool. It's just a really nice setup, to put your scent. But at the end of the day, it's not necessary. You don't need it. You just, you only need the inside part. If you really want to try this scent though, I would definitely consider coming to Bergdorf Goodman. I don't know if there are any samples. Hit me up on my email, el-aton@themaker.com, el-aton@themaker.com. I can check to see if there are samples of it. If there are, I'll make sure to send them to you. I don't know if there are any, to be honest with you, because yeah, they should make samples for this because this fragrance is great. I would spray it, but it's just not gonna work. I sprayed already too much. Too many other scents, Encre Noire and H24. Those two will work to me without this one. But yeah, Aroma is the fragrance. Costa Brazil is the brand. And this stuff is next level beautiful. It is not gonna smell like anything you know. And yeah, you're gonna make an interesting impression. Not everyone is gonna love this fragrance on you. I'm gonna let you know right now. A lot of people do not have the ability to process a scent like this so it'll make sense to them. They'll smell it and think it just smells weird. But if you know perfume, and if you have great perfume taste, you will smell something like this and you'll get why it's so awesome and why I'm talking about it. That's it. Guys, I am so grateful for you to come through on this channel. Let me see. Let me check out a couple more things. Do you guys carry that? Yes, we carry, so at Bergdorf Goodman, everything is carried here except for Encre Noire Sport. Everything else is here. Aroma is here. Un Jardin à Citer is here. H24 Eau de Parfum is here. If you want, let me know and I'll do what I can for you. Come to the store. Let me give you a tour. This is the thing that I'm doing at Bergdorf Goodman. I manage the maker business here, but my goal is to help my clients have an amazing experience at the store. So if what I offer at the maker is not what you're interested in at the moment, I'm gonna make sure you leave the store with something you love. That's just what I do. So I'm like a concierge personal shopper at the store. And if you need more of a curated experience at Bergdorf Goodman, text me, email me. Let's get in touch. Let's make it happen. You don't have to buy like anything. You don't. Period. I have had amazing experiences just sharing the experience of the store with others. You don't have to purchase perfume. So don't feel like if you come to Bergdorf and you meet me, you have to leave the store with the product. That's not the case. I would just love to meet you, you know. And if you buy something, great, you know, awesome. If you don't, great, awesome. I got to meet you, and that's also awesome. So, yeah, it's not about selling to my clients. I don't care if you buy anything. I've sent dozens of my audience members samples. You don't pay for them. Some people have revisited me to purchase fragrances that I sent as samples, and a lot of people didn't. And I don't really care. I'm not trying to make money off of you. I just want to offer you an amazing experience. And if it's something you'd like to purchase from the experience that I offer, I'm all down to help. But you don't have to buy you don't have to buy from me ever. It's all about offering an experience and giving value. You know, that's literally what I care about, offering value. I like to be of service. I really do. Let's see, there's so many. So forgive me, guys, for not catching up to all these comments. You guys are killing it. Let's see, let's get into some of these others. Lalique Equus is also underrated. Oh, yes. Very, very, very mature, sophisticated fragrance. If you're not someone who likes to smell business, it would not work for you. Could you see yourself collaborating with any current YouTubers? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I really dig Versense. I really like his channel. Like, he seems to say a lot of the things that I say. Like, we are almost reading each other's minds sometimes when we're doing these live streams. Definitely in line in terms of how we see things in a lot of ways. So Versense is a fragrance channel that I'd like to be on. Big Beard's videos. I mean, I'd love to collaborate with Big Beard again. The last time we collaborated, Kevin Samuels was alive, and me, Kevin, Big Beard, and Justin Copeland, we were doing a live stream on Kevin's channel, and I miss doing those. So I would absolutely love to collab with folks. I wouldn't mind collaborating with Mark. I wouldn't mind collaborating with. I've collaborated with a lot of awesome people, but I really love A Gentleman's Journey. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Chad. A Gentleman's Journey, he's awesome. I like a lot of, I collaborated with Mr. Smelly. I went on his channel and did a live. I really, really would love to work with anyone, to be honest with you. I am very, very much into community. Although the fragrance community disappointed me a little bit, you know, back in the day, which is part of the reasons why I kind of skipped away from it for a little bit. The fragrance community can be a little bit toxic sometimes, to say the least. When people are talking about fragrance, when a fragrance community is not talking about fragrances, but people, that's a little bit odd to me. Okay, so which Encre Noire would you recommend buying first? Well, I would recommend buying Encre Noire Sport first, because this is the time of year that this fragrance would work in. If you're going to wear the extreme version, that's something you can wear in the fall. And if you're going to wear the Encre Noire, the original, you could literally wear that every season except for summer. I would easily wear that fragrance at night though. Or on a cold day. Encre Noire is just amazing. But I would consider this one first. All three of those fragrances, you can buy all three of those fragrances for less than $110. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't really make sense. I don't get it. Visit is nice. Absolutely, Micah. An amazing fragrance. I wish I knew it was as good as it was when I owned it, because I treated it like it was just a throwaway, and that's unfortunate. I treated it that way because it was so cheap. But had I spent about $1 for that fragrance, I would have held it in higher esteem and I would have revered it more. And that's something that I need to think about a little bit, because fragrances shouldn't be judged based on how much they cost. But it's hard to go against human nature, and literally we just tend to love things that it takes effort to get. We love things more when it hurt a little bit to own it. We love things more when the means to own it are not easy or simple or a little bit more than normal circumstances. That's just how we are as people. So, um, let's see. Visit is better than rush. Fight me. I appreciate you on that. I agree. Visit is seriously beautiful. Literally only $25, guys. Such a cheap scent. Such a great fragrance, though. But if you buy that fragrance, just think about it as you would a fragrance that's expensive, and you'll understand why it's such a great scent. Um, you also have way too many to choose from, which can become a problem as your collection grows. I appreciate that. When my collection got really, really big, what I started to do is arrange my collection based on the style of scent and not the actual name of the brand. A lot of fragrance YouTubers, a lot of fragrance influencers, when you see their collection, everything is arranged by brand. And I think it's almost like they want to flex. They want you to see all their Bergdorfs in a row. They want you to see all their Amouages in a row. They want you to see all these brands that are really, really, really amazing status fragrance brands in a row. But it's harder to wear your fragrances when they're organized that way. So I organized my collection by style. So all my vanillas are in one place. All my patchoulis are in one place. All my ambers are in one place. My leathers, my heavy woods, and all of that is on one shelf. Then on another shelf, I have all my citrus. I have all my aquatics. I have all my vetivers. I have all my fig fragrances. All my clean florals. That's on the middle shelf. So it's like I organize my fragrances by style, and various brands end up in various places on my shelves. And I love that. I love that way of organizing my fragrances, because now I don't have to think. Now I go, oh, it's hot. It's like I'm wearing this. I focus on this shelf. I focus on this area. I want to smell blue today. I want to smell green today. I want to smell, clean woods today. I want to smell citrusy, whatever. It's all organized so I don't have to think. I just grab. So it's called merchandising. I literally did with my fragrances that what you see when you go to a Zara. Everything is just grab and go. You don't have to think. And if everything was organized by collection, you're gonna spend more time considering what you're wearing. So I don't have that issue anymore. Thankfully. Let's see. A large collection becomes work, choice overload, and stress that you're missing out on everything you're not wearing. Yeah, honestly, it can be a lot. It can be a lot, and that's one of the things. Like I'm. Even though I have this amazing collection of fragrances, I really, really am considering to purge a lot of the stuff that I don't wear. If I haven't worn a scent in a year, if I haven't worn a scent in 6 months, why do I have it? So I'm making those type of choices at this point, and we'll see how it goes. um, Looking distinguished with the glasses. Thank you very much. Catch my whiff. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through. That inner bottle reminds me of Tiziana Terenzi. Yes, I could see that. Aroma does give a little bit of a Tiziana Terenzi vibe. Although I have to say I kind of like this a lot more. Let's see. Oh, by the way, guys, please do hit that like button on your way. Thank you so much for coming through. If you're checking out the vid, hit up that like button. Share this video if you can. Really, really help me, guys, because I noticed ever since I've been coming back on YouTube, YouTube is literally trying to tell me don't come back, bro. Because a lot of my audience members, they don't get notifications even though they're notified. It's almost like YouTube is kind of low-key shadow banning me, and that's a little annoying. I don't know why that is. I think it's because I haven't been on in such a long time. But even when I was on YouTube kind of hid me, you know. But I think that was also my fault because like I didn't follow like the Ashton, the Jeremy Fragrance, the Demi Rawlings, the Curly Sense. I didn't follow that mantra. Just feeding and feeding the algorithm easy shit that everyone owns already. You know, if I did that, I would be so much more appreciated by the algorithm. But because I don't pander to what everyone loves and knows and talks about, YouTube is like, you know, YouTube is like, we don't know you. You are not that dude, you know. The other dude, the Jeremy dude, that's that dude, you know. He's talking about Blood of Chanel every 2 videos, you know. So yeah, that's I think that's, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, if I was a little bit smarter, I would just say screw it, do what it do and make what I have to make it work. But it is what it is. Oh, nice. I only watched Cubano and Bowtie Fragrance Guy, both highly respected men, really, really awesome. I would love to collaborate with both of these gentlemen. Huge fans of both channels. I love how Bowtie Fragrance Guy really, really expanded. He was someone who his people followed him, even though he started talking about other things. And that's really awesome. Really, really big fan of both channels. They're awesome. And I would love to collaborate with Justin Copeland again. He knows. I'm definitely going to be hitting him up soon to see what's going on. I haven't really, like, since I've been doing my YouTube, since I've been coming back, I haven't really, like, reached out to the community. I haven't reached out to other YouTubers, but I should be doing that, you know. Again, I don't know. I need to do things. I need to do things. I know what I need to do. It's just finding time and doing them. That's the struggle sometimes. But yeah, guys, I'm so grateful for all of you checking out this live. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to share with you some other things. Let's see. Oh, go ahead, catch my whiff. This is absolutely an interesting way of doing things. I've decanted almost my entire collection. I store away the bottles and organize my decants according to season. It's a whole system. I have problems. Yes, you have one problem, the problem of organization. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually not a problem at all. That's brilliant. Keep it up, you know? I think that's great. You keep your bottles from sunlight, from the elements, your fragrances will last longer. You don't need to wear everything, so you have the decants that you're wearing for the seasons available to you. I think that's a brilliant way to go. A brilliant way to go. A brilliant, brilliant way to go. I appreciate that. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see. Man, catch my whiff, you're on a roll. The trouble with avoiding the easy stuff is when a newbie likes your channel, but you don't have the basic stuff. Wait a minute. The trouble with avoiding the easy stuff is the trouble with avoiding the easy stuff is when a newbie likes your channel, but you don't have the basic stuff. That said, you do you. The channel is a lot of work and you have to enjoy doing it. It really is true. And it is a very good point. Talking about the basic stuff is how you get a lot of people in the game, and then from there you can shift things up, you know, and that's a very good point. You know, I should be like, yeah, why is everything? Why is the best fragrance ever? You want to smell great? Wear this. Why parfum? Why eau de parfum intense? Why for fucking why? I should tell people to wear why all the time. I would get a lot more eyes on my channel. But I can't. I just have too much. I have too much integrity. I cannot tell people to like something I'm not into. I cannot suggest something to people that I myself know I would never spray on purpose on my skin. But I would have to do that to talk about certain fragrances. So yeah. Oh man. But I need to, because honestly, if I was on that say what you gotta say vibe, my channel would be through the roof. through the roof. I just don't, I just don't say what I need to say. I say what I feel. You know, I don't, I don't play the game well, and that's always been my problem. But I need to play the game well, for sure. By the way, this is like oh my god, this is one of the funniest comments, bro. I heard this today and I died laughing. Love the Hogwarts look. Harry Potter with the sense. I see you, bro. I've never watched a Harry Potter movie in my life. I don't know why, but I just never liked Harry Potter. I was more into Lord of the Rings. I just always felt like Harry Potter was for babies and Lord of the Rings was for adults. When I was a kid, I never wanted to be a baby. I was all about the adult vibe. So I loved Lord of the Rings, and I kind of not felt, I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I just can't do the wands and yeah, not a fan at all. But interesting, I did hear that a couple of times today that I'm representing HP because of the tie. Funny stuff. Oh man. And yes, being real is extremely important, but being real really, 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 really stunts your growth on YouTube. Being real stunts your growth. If you're one of those people who can say what needs to be said and not what you feel and think, you can really go far on this social media platform. If you just say what you need to say to go further and not what you feel, you can make it on YouTube without question. You just have to you just have to get rid of principle. You have to just kind of say, what principles? And you'll be extremely popular on this network. Yeah, guys. But anyway, I'm out of here. You guys are keeping me chatting all day. Nah, I love it. Thank you so much for coming through, guys. It was a pleasure. I'm coming through next week. I am going to be talking about other fragrance finds that I've discovered. Maybe I might be talking about some Loewe. I've been really, really getting into Loewe recently, and that's a brand that it's really hard to find them and smell them in the US. For years, I was having a hard time finding 001 Man from Loewe. Jeremy Fragrance talked about it, and it was really, really a fragrance that I had not smelled because you could only get it in Europe for years. Kind of like a baby cat setup like it is now. But I am really, really getting into Loewe, and they make great fragrances for hot weather, so I might be bringing them on to talk about them and the manager from that line to talk about some of her favorite Loewe's. We'll see. We'll work it out. I've been smelling some really good stuff from Loewe, so thank you so much, guys, for being on this channel. I'm so grateful for you all watching. Please, please, please comment when the video uploads. Hit the like button before you check out, and thank you so much for everything and for being the awesome audience that you are. I don't care if I'm speaking to 5 people or 500 people. I value my audience, and I'm thankful for you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, guys, and I will be seeing you next week. God spare life, and I will see you then. I guess on the 26th. Yeah, on the 26th, 6 o'clock. See you guys. Thank you so much. Be safe.